I don't know what's going to happen. Hurt my shoulder again. Actually, I didn't. Again, I just aggravating the same time I tweaked it on the third day going into Civics campground. Um, I did. Let me see. I did 15 miles total, 12.2 trail miles, and the butt kicker of the Cedar Springs Spirit Trail, which I think is where I officially aggravated to the point where I had to rest it. Also, it's the worst thing I could do is repetitive movement and repetitive movement with weight. That was a lot of elevation gain yesterday, and my waking up with your arm frozen, can't move it. It's kind of it's not scary, but because I'm getting used to it now. But it's scary the fact that I'm not sure what's going to happen with my PCT. I'm back in Idlewild for 2 days. I did make it. You'll see where I made it to, and I did go to the Spittler Trail because if I do go back on, that'd be a great place to go back on. Sorry, there's people out there. Um, so I'm not making a full decision. I need to get my shoulder checked out. I might show you the scars and tell you the story. I might even tell you the story, how it happened. But this is really kind of a really bad news because everything seemed to work out perfectly. You guys saw when I got to Paradise Valley Cafe, I had a good friend of mine's brother there, and so I already kind of had somebody I knew and would trust to go over wood. And then the hardest thing too is when you get to the Spittler Trail and there's like 5 strong hikers there about to go over, and then here comes Tim Hill, Jack's brother, and I'm like, as bad as my shoulder hurt, I thought about doing it, but then I'd be a burner, and then they're like, because I thought they could tell I was talking, like I could see in their eyes, they could tell I was thinking about it. I could see in their eyes, they're like, please don't go, because PCT hikers take care of each other, they worry about each other, and I was not confident in self arrest. I didn't use my right trekking pole the whole way from where I camped to Spittler Trail Camp because I couldn't. So yeah, that would have been absolutely asinine and stupid if I went over today without the use of my right arm. I'm at about 50% right now. I'm doing some stretches and some therapy. Um, but again, not making a decision, and because I'll be here for 2 days. What I should get this checked out. I have to. Because I kind of think I don't want to say out loud what I think happened, but I think it did happen. So, oh, also, I can't believe this whole town is out of Epsom salt. I can't find Epsom salt anywhere. So here's what happened. Now, one thing I was talking to my brother, and he had a good point. He goes, "It's not that you can't walk. Everything, my waist, my feet, my spine, my legs are strong. I could do 25 miles a day on rolling hills or flat ground or moderate elevation. I really don't want this to end. If anybody has some suggestions of where I might be able to skip ahead to that's relatively easy on my shoulder, and we'll see though. This is still up in the air. See what happens over the next couple of days. But I'm willing to do that, and show you guys what it's like. Because I really don't want this to end. Sorry, I was watching Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so she needs to buy an A. Anyways, so if you have any suggestions where I might be able to go and show you guys what it's like, I'll do it. So, thanks. Oh, and here's what happened. Well, here's not what happened. What happened is I long day and sleeping on the Cedar Springs Trail. But here's the day leading up to now. Okay, talking right now, there's something outside the tent. All right, get this off real quick, because it take me a while to break camp, but really weird last night. 6:53. No, there's a time because I was editing. I heard this boom, 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 like something hitting a tree, one of these trees up here, in rapid succession. Not in it sound, naturally made in nature. So stop, I'm listening, and then about 2 seconds later, you hear knocking coming from that way. And I thought it was really windy, so I was thinking the trees were blowing against each other. Now looking on here, they look kind of far apart. Anyways, so the knocking's getting closer and it's loud. It's getting closer and closer and closer until it gets right up over there. I'd point, but my shoulder's frozen. And it stops, and then then it stops for a couple seconds, and it sounds like people are like picking up logs and throwing them against boulders to break them for campfires. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I didn't see any campsites up there. And the trail is just right about 50 feet up there. And then all of a sudden, then it sounds like just this giant log got picked up and bam! So it could have been when I'll go over there, I don't know. I won't check if I have to go up there to see if a tree fell, but because I only have one arm. So I hear that, I go, oh shit! It scared the shit out of me. And when I said, oh shit, something came running down here, over past here, and I want to say it got to right here, and that's when I said, is anybody out there? And as I'm looking, I don't see any other footsteps but mine. And then it stopped. And that was it. Until 4:50 a.m. As I'm breaking down my tent, I keep getting whiffs of cat piss. I wonder if I'm in a giant cat box. And that's what pissed it off. It doesn't explain those knocking noises coming from that way. Everything else probably could be explained by a mountain lion. But, yeah. It's not too bad for one arm. Getting it packed. That's one thing. Is that when I did have my shoulder separation, I was in a sling for almost 4 months. Because it was a... I'm trying to... it was almost 4 months because it was 3 months afterwards and about 3 weeks before. Actually, it was a little over 3 months. I had my sling after my surgery and about 2 weeks before. But it makes you learn how to do things with one arm. Except now, the thing is that yes, I am going to use both trekking poles. I'm going to carry the trekking pole in my right arm just in case if I have to. I'd like to think that my arm would save me from sliding or falling down something. Not sure about the snow situation up there, but if there's snow right here, it's probably going to get worse. And I'm sure the Spittler Trail is going to be worse. I don't know, how far do I have to go into town? Shoot. Let me check. Okay, that's really cool. Jack's brother is leaving camp now. He's camped at Cedar Springs, where I should have camped. I thought this, yeah. Anyways, which is about 3 miles behind me. And so I'm going to be moving slowly to Spittler Trail, but now I know there's somebody I could trust, and that's looking out for me behind me. And oh yeah, what's ironic is my family that's in Wrightwood, they're stuck there. There's a fire. So they had to take a 0 day yesterday and probably today. The fire, I don't know if they're going to go around the fire. But I was just thinking how I would have liked to have them with me right now. Yep. Yeah, it's when you're alone out here, you got to be careful. Like me, I cannot not record when I'm walking down a very steep trail to go into Cedar Springs Trail. You'll see what I'm talking about. I was recording on a steep section of that, and yeah, I fell. And by recording, I was like, I'd hit stop. And that's, anyways. Now you look at where this is, the little depression I camped in. Holy, just looks like be a nice little spot for a mountain lion to sleep. There's just seems like there's so many made up beds, or like them disturbing the sand to pee. But yeah, this is where I slept. Not that easy to record for me right now. But wow, look at that view. Holy shit. It's amazing. Yeah, I might put on, I have my fleece on top of my backpack. I might put it back on where it's not that cold. It's just keeping my shoulder warm. And now we're walking, the wind's blowing on my shoulder and it hurts. But then I get super hot. I don't know what to do. Shit. Sure is pretty up here. I have to stop and take a pain pill if I don't make it down. I'm hurting, and I have a high pain tolerance, and I'm feeling on my back, my shoulder, going up my neck, feel it behind my ear. Fuck. These used to be no problem. Going under here and supporting my weight, I'm in pain. Hate to be a little bitch, but I'm in pain. All right, had to do it. Gotta take a tramadol. Oh shit! I think, that rock right here is the culprit that made me slip right there. And then I let truck in. Thank God it was in my hand, because I came down right here. You see that little nick? Like what it did to my trekking pole. Imagine if that was my hand. And thank God it was my left arm. Didn't use my right arm at all. I would have rolled down this hill if I had to. But wow, I need a bath. Pretty. You know I'm going slow when I get you guys up there past me on even ground. It's happened, I think. No, it hasn't happened. I've been past going uphill. I've never been past going on even ground so far. And shit, I'm hurt. Oh, one of the guys had the same backpack as me, but olive and black. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. I made a very stupid mistake. Right here, I went down that instead of going over there. That is straight down. That kicked my butt. Didn't help my shoulder at all. Just pay attention. It's more for me than you. Alright, so I tell you, I'm struggling, man. That was a huge mistake going down that spring, because I've been going uphill ever since with one arm, and I'm hurt, man. I'm in pain. See, I could do this. I can move up here, and then I just don't have any lateral or vertical movement. Well, very, very little. I'm probably at 20%. Just need to get in a bath, and guys, I think I might have tore something. Probably should have stopped at Sibbets Field the third day when I did that. That's where it all started. Fuck, I don't know if I can continue. I would not be surprised if the wind blew that down last night. It was that strong. There's Palm Springs, Pond Desert. Don't get an ice axe there. Yeah. So, a couple guys up ahead. And I think we're finally going down. That was the hardest thing I've done in a long time. I don't like to bitch about my pain or anything, but it's nauseating right now. I think, it would have been worse without the pain pill. Not smoking marijuana right now. I'm waiting until I get down, and then I will. But with the pain pill and not feeling that great, I'm not taking chances. I'm just getting down slow and safe. But I think the ascent is finally done. Okay, so I was thinking back before when I accidentally went down that water trail. I could have continued down that, looking at the map, and reached the road that I have to use to hitch into Idlewild. Matter of fact, it's right down over there by the lake. But if I did that, I wouldn't have been able to see this view. And as much pain as I am right now, I don't regret coming up here knowing that this could have happened to my shoulder. I'll explain more when I get to the hotel room. But it's been bugging me a lot more than I've mentioned. And you've heard me say, I don't like to say things outside because then they come true. I don't like to say things out loud because they come true. Well, this one didn't matter. But look at this. It's fucking amazing. I'm sorry. This is just... wow. Wow. Sorry. Trying to have one hand. I got the other one. Alright. Just showing you how. That's what it takes me for me to record now. Keeping my hand in my pocket, keeping it closer to my arm. I mean my body. I know how. I know how to make the sling a thought, but I don't have triangular bandages, and I don't want to pull out my raincoat, which is pretty much the one that would support me, or my puffy right now, because I'd die from heat exhaustion. So just keep it in my pocket. On the Spittler Trail, on the way down, and hopefully in a couple hours, I'm in a. Pull my hand out of my pocket because it'd be easier to hit pause. I'm going to be in a tub, and I'm fine. That's pretty. Going down the Spittler Trail. It's all downhill. Good, bad. Oh, shoot. I got to go across that. That should be interesting. It's so hard to stop it. Alright, it's getting... This trail... Sorry, it's hard to record my left hand. It's getting harder. You can't tell how steep that is, but that's really steep, and I'm going to need both hands going up there, I think. Yeah, there's a little bit of a mess. This area on the Spittler Trail. Look at that rock barely hanging there. Wow. Alright, let's see if I get up this. Got the road walk out to the road that goes into Idlewild. Hopefully I get picked up before that. I have a ½ liter of water. Should be okay. Shoulder is feeling better. Moving. It's just like, well, feeling better, yes and no. Moving, but the same pain. It kind of unfreezes up. I had 20% motion. I mean, movement. Lateral and vertical movement. And now I'm probably at 50%. Setting my hand up and change the camera. So yeah, on the way to Idlewild, have a room at the Silver Pines Lodge, and actually in Johnny Utah's old room. All right, you got first of all, it started off with ice cold Sierra Mist. Now it's turned into a ride into town by these amazing people. I'm sorry, what are your names again?
I'm Paul.
Miriam.
My mom Miriam. Vincent.
I'm Gabby.
And they offer trail magic to the PCT hikers going up and down Spittler Trail. And when I was shown, I mean, I almost broke down in tears when I saw ice cold Sierra Mist. But thank you very much. Now they're going to give me a ride into town, and I highly, highly appreciate this. And you guys know what I am. Sorry, I got it. So I have a new friend. What's the dog's name again?
He's Roddy.
Roddy.
Like Rod Stewart.
Oh, he's falling. You see, oh, my lap. Alright, we're in Paul's truck. If you notice, I'm actually able to hold my phone now with my right arm a little bit. Probably because I'm in a lot better mood. I'm getting a ride into Idlewild, and hopefully I'll be doing an Epsom soak soon. But this is Paul. By the way, he's responsible for that hiker box at, what is it, mile one?
It's like 150.
150. This is him. I even got noticed my new 151.
Yeah.
Noticed my new buff. I got this from him. It's a ULA buff. He has connections there. But yeah, this guy is truly providing trail magic for us out here at the base of San Jacinto, Paradise Valley Cafe, and it's highly appreciated. So if he sees you coming down, he's been here for 5 days. He sees you come down that Spittler Trail, good chance you get a Coke or a Sierra Mist, which would make look. I'm smiling.
Orange, grape, or lime.
Yeah. Yes. And Paul, he's not looking for credit or any accolades, but he doesn't get enough credit or accolades for what he does. That's a no joke hiker box. I mean, there's dehydrated meals in there, backpacker's pantry. I mean, that's $10 a meal. He also he gets some sponsorship from people, not as much this year, COVID, but got some sponsorship from ULA and stickers for Project Parks. I got some really cool stickers from him, which are really cool. But yeah, it was funny because I was just thinking about, man, there's been so little trail magic as I was walking down the Spittler Trail on the road, and literally like 10 minutes later, careful what you ask for. But I asked for that, and that was awesome. So thanks again, Paul, for what you do, and your family is just great. And Roddy, Thanks, man. I needed that therapy. It's that dog just sit on my lap. It was great. I couldn't believe how much calmer and better I felt. And apparently, he really takes a liking to backpackers. But yeah, thanks, Paul, Roddy, Muriel. I forgot the other names. I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names, but they're all mentioned. And thanks again for what you do. All right.